brilliant 100 from Ramanullah Gurbaz.
It's been a lot of hard work, a lot of class. 150 for Gurbaz.
And a solid half-century from Ibrahim Zadran to post a big total.
What an innings this has been.
Imam-ul-Haq and Babar Azam kept Pakistan in the hunt with half-centuries.
That will be Imam-ul-Haq's 18th one-day international 50.
Afghanistan's bowlers then turned things around.
A slow delivery and taken. Heavy chase, run out. Yes, has he? This could be caught. Yes, he's out. Caught on the boundary.
But a heroic counter-attack from Shadab meant the match was headed for a last-over thriller. There was no dearth of drama in the final over.
Oh, it's gone through the gap and slipped. Pakistan somehow, with just that one wicket left, have found a way to win this game.
After the heartbreak, can Afghanistan bounce back, or will Pakistan complete a whitewash? Good afternoon to you. It's a very warm welcome, literally, to the Premadasa Stadium in Colombo. This is Buletto presents Super Cola, Afghanistan versus Pakistan, ODI Series 2023, powered by Mahabar Auctions. And this, of course, is match number 3 out of 3. The series stands 2-0 to Pakistan after that absolute thriller in Hambantota in game number 2, where Pakistan, dare I say it, just at the last moment managed to sneak victory. So they have the advantage. They have all sorts of incentives to try and make it 3-0. Afghanistan, of course, have some pride at stake, as we always say, and they want to see if they can finish this series with their first ever victory against Pakistan in ODI cricket. Well, to talk about all these matters and things beside, Ramiz Raja, Faviz Maroof. Ramiz, first of all, and that was a sneaky win, wasn't it, Hambantota, game number 2?
Yeah, I mean, it felt like you were part of this, river rapids thing, where you are in a swirl, in a whirlpool situation. I mean, it could have been anybody's game, and I think Afghanistan would be thoroughly disappointed to not really get over the line, because they've done everything right to get over the line. But Pakistan have got this knack of disappointing Afghanistan. It's become kind of the latest Agatha Christie kind of a novel situation, where somehow we get these great close matches and Pakistan pip them.
Yeah, but thankfully without the dead bodies. That's good news. Faviz, the attitude from Afghanistan, coming back as they did in that second game, was a triumph in its own way. I mean, so disappointing, yet here they are, game number 3. They have to try and pick themselves up once again and try and get this first win against Pakistan.
Absolutely, try and get the first win out of the way. I think that's where very important for Afghanistan's going forward for the Asia Cup as well. They're in the group of Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, 2 big games coming up. So I think they played really well, as Ramiz Bhai said, for them to come back from a 50-odd all out and to score that amount of runs and narrowly missing out that. I mean, at the halfway mark, we all thought Afghanistan was going to win that game, but unfortunately, as Ramiz Bhai said, Pakistan have this habit of disappointing Afghanistan, and it carried on. But full marks to Afghanistan. I think if I had to put the money on who's going to win that last game, I thought no one deserved to lose that game. Everyone wanted to, but unfortunately, Afghanistan was a receiving end.
It can be a cruel game. We all know that it's been that way ever since the game was invented. Right, just a reminder yet again that this, of course, is a home series for Afghanistan. So here we are in Colombo. But let's remind you about the beautiful sights and scenes you get in that part of the world. The turquoise blue waters of the lakes and the breathtaking mountain views make Bamyan one of the most beautiful provinces of Afghanistan. Located in the central part of the country, the province lies in the valley of the foothills of the Hindu Kush Mountains. Bandi Amin National Park, featuring 6 lakes, is a sought-after tourist destination here. No wonder then the area is known as the Valley of God. Certainly some wonderful, beautiful scenes there from the hinterland of Afghanistan in Bamyan. We're in Colombo, of course. We are here in the heat and humidity of the capital city of Sri Lanka. and looking forward to game number 3. Right, let's look at things that will affect the game. We had some pretty good pitches, 2 pretty good pitches, one slightly slow in Hambantota. We've got a new pitch here at the Premadasa. So let's check it out with HD and Amir.
New venue for this third ODI and a brand new surface as well. Let me just remind you, there's been a lot of cricket played here at the Premadasa in the last 6 weeks. There's been Emerging Asian Cup and there's also been LPL. So a lot of this square is used, but it does look like a good surface. Let me just talk about the dimensions. We've come from Hambantota, which is a very, very big ground. This one, slightly different. Away to the right-hander's leg side, 75 meters. Down the ground, 75 meters, but there's a short side here. To the right-hander's offside is just 63 meters, so don't be surprised if the batters try and go there. Amir Sahel was also at the LPL, and he felt that the surfaces there were a little bit on the slow side. They were up and down, they turned a bit. Let's find out from him if he thinks there's anything different here.
Yes, HD, this is a much better looking pitch. It's nicely created. And in my opinion, it's very hard. It has a grass covering, and this grass covering is going to help the ball to slide onto the bat.
Okay, so 239 in the last 5 innings has been the average score batting first. Do you feel they're going to need a little bit more than that?
I think they'll be requiring at least, like you suggested, 260, but maybe beyond that.
Right, so we're going to stick with 260.
Okay, so that gives us a clue as to the pitch, brand new pitch here for the Premadasa. Actually, just a quick question to Faviz. These pitches here, they've had a lot of work over the last few months.
Absolutely, David. I think 5 months ago they had the top surface, the top dressing. So soon after that, the ACC Emerging Asia Cup was not supposed to be part here.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, because of the unavailability of the other grounds, the matches were put in here. I think 6 to 7 games were played. So before it got binded in and gelled in very nicely, the ACC Emerging Cup played on the games. The initial plan was to play the LPL first and the Asia Cup.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, you find Emerging Cup and the pitches were not that great. But I feel, looking at today's pitch, this looks a fantastic pitch. I play a lot of games up here,
Yeah.
but I think this is one of the best I've ever seen for a long time.
Well, they've had a week to let it grow a bit, let the grass grow, get some water in, do some rolling. So they've had a week to prepare it.
And this pitch, I was told, not much used in the LPL as well.
Okay, right. So it's fresh. It's a good pitch. Right, let's see what happened at the toss. Our man Ramiz was there in charge.
Very warm conditions here in Colombo as we get ready for the toss. We've got the 2 captains. Ranjan Madugala is the match referee. Hashmatullah, you have the coin.
Head.
Heads is the call.
Heads is a call.
It is heads, Pakistan.
Pakistan. Babar, what have you decided and why?
We will bat first because pitch look like very dry and a little bit grass on it. So I think first 10 hour is a little bit crucial because of wind and all the things. But we will try 2 runs on the boat and put pressure in them.
Right now, a game away from making it as the best ODI side in the world. Does that get you excited? Your team excited?
Yes, very excited, but we will try to win this match. We focus on this match and when we are playing international, we always trying to win the match and series. So everyone excited to win this match.
Right, okay, right. What are the team changes? I believe you made quite a few changes.
Yes, we have 4 changes. Usama is not playing, Haris, Naseem and Iftikhar is not playing. Nawaz come back and Faheem, Naseem Jr. and Shakeel is debut.
All right, okay. How settled is your team before the Asia Cup or the World Cup? You feel that you need to make few more changes to get the best set of players available and playing for Asia Cup?
Look, Ramesh bhai, before the Asia Cup, we have against good series against Afghanistan, so we have a pretty satisfied because everyone is trying to perform well, and we have a bunch of players. We are trying to different combination and all the things in these 3 matches. So quite very confidence in our group. So we will play our side in Asia Cup and. Yes, we will try to give our best today also.
Last question. You've played here during the LPL. This could be a bit of a tester, this pitch for the batsmen. What do you make of the pitch?
To be honest, today pitch is different before we are playing in LPL. So quite difficult, different pitch, quite grass on it, and I think good pitch. So I think 90 to 80 is good total. Is it?
Right, okay, have a good one.
Cheers.
Right then, the last game was a terrific game. Do you still have enough in the tank really to make them once again toil hard for a win?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Yes, as you say that last game was very good. Our team also played very good cricket, but at the end they won that. But now today is a new and fresh day, and we will try our best to come back and win it from here.
Yeah, because every game is an important one, especially for Afghanistan. You don't get to play a lot of matches against the top tier side, and so this, even though being a dead rubber, still should make a lot of sense to you and Afghanistan.
Yes, as you said that we don't get enough chances, but from last 2 years we playing very good cricket, especially in ODIs. We qualified directly to the World Cup, and we beat some good teams. And we will try to play good cricket, as you know that Asia Cup is ahead.
Yeah.
So today our aim will be to win the game and go with the positive things to Asia Cup.
Right. Any team changes?
Yeah, we have two changes. Ikram and Abdurrahman is not playing. Gulbadin and Farid are in.
All right. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Right then, the news from the centre out here is that Pakistan have won the toss and decided to bat.
Okay, so that is the news from the middle. Ramiz, do you want to talk us through today's Pakistan team?
I was hoping that Haris would get a chance in place of Fakhar, but Fakhar is still there, so they want Fakhar to get some form. Saud Shakeel is an important inclusion because he's a very fine middle order batter. He plays spin extremely well, so interesting to see what he does on his debut. Then Mohammad Nawaz, we know, can add up a lot of beef when it comes to all-round strength. Faheem Ashraf is back playing for Pakistan. Now, he's promised a lot, Faheem Ashraf, but at times he disappoints you as well, and conditions may just suit his style of bowling, and he's a big hitter as well. So all important changes just before that all-important Asia Cup.
Indeed, indeed. Right, Faviz, let's have a look at the opposition, Afghanistan.
Two changes. Farid Malik, the fast bowler, left-arm quick, is coming in for Abdul Rahman. Was very expensive the other game. And also Gulbadin Naib, the all-rounder, comes into the team. That means the batting strength goes even deeper, probably number 8, number 9. Okay. So that's an option that Afghanistan has gone as well. So a lot to play for, pride at stake. So I think it's going to be a good game.
Okay, quick question, Ramiz. I mean, what's more important to Pakistan here? Just making sure that their neighbour doesn't get a win, or the chance to go #1 in the world in the rankings?
I think, as Babar suggested, it's all about winning. And winning with a new combination will give them a lot of sort of psychological advantage, because you want to test your bench strength, and this is the last chance before they enter the all-important Asia Cup. So I like the changes, I like the body language as a skipper, and I just hope they do the job, because winning with a new lot and winning would mean #1 position.
Okay, well, Afghanistan still want this first win. Now, it's been a magnificent story about Afghanistan cricket over the last 10-15 years. We've been talking to one of their important board members about the future of Afghanistan cricket.
Well, the passion for cricket has grown tremendously over the last 2 decades. Cricket has become a household name, and it has become a household sports. We see kids playing on the streets, on the road whenever they can, and then we have the official or formal cricket being played on club level, schools level, and on national level as well. The Afghan players have become not only heroes for Afghans, they have become heroes for almost every corner of the world. Afghans are being praised in the leagues that they are playing. This is perhaps the first time that we've had heroes, apart from other things that we usually had in our society. Now we have heroes in sports, and in cricket we have big names in the world: Rashid Khan, Muhammad Nabi, Farooqi, and others. So yes, for the first time we've had heroes in sports. For the board, it was a challenge and a priority at the same time. We wanted the cricket, the game, to go beyond the boundaries that were there in the last couple of decades. That's why we've promoted cricket, and we are promoting. We have procedures in place to promote cricket on club level, school level, then inter-provinces. Then we have tournaments which are regularly played: Shpagiza, and green Afghanistan. And that's how we are making sure that we get grassroots access in terms of our reach, and we get players from the villages and from districts that cricket has not been there till now. So I think we've had appropriate steps, and we believe we will have players from villages and from districts. We are planning to have Afghanistan Premier League also next year, so that will be an opportunity also to have more grassroots players coming up, and then they will be icons for the societies as the national team players are currently. So we think that will make sure that we have a sufficient and appropriate supply of new players. The biggest challenge is cricket infrastructure. Unfortunately, we don't have international stadiums or standard stadiums as per international criteria where we could host international teams. We are hosting teams, or we are conducting tournaments outside Afghanistan. So this will remain a problem for the coming some years. However, at the board we are determined that we should work on the facilities, and we already have certain plans in place. We will have a good news of an international stadium in the coming years. Afghanistan is a beautiful country. The scenery, the people, the food. So I'm sure that once the door is open, we will have international cricket grooming in Afghanistan, and we are working for that opportunity, and we are working for that goal. As a board member, I must say that the whole team is my favorite.
Well, it's already an incredible story just to chart the progress of Afghanistan cricket over the last few years. They're in the Asia Cup, they're in the World Cup, they have some world-class players. Planning for the future, all important, and that future, of course, starts today. They would be desperately keen to get their first ever win in an ODI against Pakistan. They came ever so close just 2 days ago in Hambantota. This is their final chance in this series. Okay, we are pretty much set. The umpires are out there, pretty much set for the start of play here in Colombo, the Premier Dasser. Let's join our first commentators for the day, who are H.D. Ackerman and Ahmed Sahel.
Bulleto presents Super Cola Afghanistan versus Pakistan ODI series, powered by Maharaba Auctions. Hello and welcome to the third one-day international between these two sides, Afghanistan and Pakistan. Afghanistan have made the 2 changes and Pakistan have made 4. Alongside me, Ahmed Sahel. Take us through those changes.
Yeah, Pakistan making 4 changes, and rightly so, because Asia Cup and World Cup round the corner. Just to rest their bigger players and give opportunities to new players like Mohammad, Wasim, Saud, Shakeel. He's making his debut. Then Faheem, Ashraf has been given an opportunity. I think the reason for that is that if something untowards happened during Asia Cup or World Cup, they have the players who got some match practice under their belt. Imam-ul-Haq is going to open the innings once again for Pakistan. He's been prolific, scored a couple of half centuries in this series so far. And his partner, Fakhar Zaman, he's been off the boil, he's been struggling, has been given another opportunity to make his mark.
Azalak Faruqi. Well, the last over in that second one-day international, the one that went down to the final over, and it was such a tight game. Really was a brilliant game of cricket. Pakistan chasing down 300 to go 2-0 up.
correction needs to be made here. Shakeel is not making his debut. Babar Azam had everybody confused when he said at the toss that he's making the debut. He's already played 5 ODIs for Pakistan, and it's going to be the left armer once again to take the new ball.
2 slips in place, man on the deep third boundary and a fine leg. Those are the 2 allowed outside the 30-yard circle. That's just slipping down the leg side.
I was asked a question by a friend why Fakhar Zaman is struggling and is finding it difficult to deal with the balls which are swinging back to the stumps. For me, whenever he's looking to play the ball, he's off balance. When he's shuffling, his weight is transferring on the toes very early, and that's why he's off balance. And I'm surprised this thing hasn't been identified as yet.
Someone just walking in front of the side screen. Well, it wouldn't be a cricket match if someone didn't walk in front of a side screen. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it has been identified, and you know, it's the players now having to try and work through that technical issue, which you've seen. Certainly, the bat face comes down fairly closed.
It has been prolonged. This is my worry.
He's got a wonderful one-day record, so he's probably been given the extra bit of time, hasn't he? But there is a Mohammad who's waiting in the wings to possibly come into the makeup. So there's no doubt he'll be feeling a little bit of pressure.
And also he's looking to play everything through offside, and that's why he's been missing those deliveries. Now he has to change his mindset. Now what he needs to tell himself is, okay, my zone is from mid-off to fine leg. And if he brings that mindset into the game, he'll be better served. But at the moment, you know, the way he sets up, he's looking to play the ball through covers. And that's why he's been getting overbalanced.
He's off the mark now. Menon from India, who's at the bowling end. He's experienced now, isn't it, Menon? I remember when those figures were single figures. Now he's 46th. Is Abdullah Safi from Afghanistan, just his 5th ODI.
I thought Safi did a very good job during the first ODI of this series.
Oh, that's rolled. Granted, it was very wide of off stump, but that didn't get off the ground at all.
His wrist wasn't behind that delivery. Must have been the last over, playing in his mind.
Well, that's edged, and to go down to 3rd man. It'll just be a single, but he's had a full go at that, Imam-ul-Haq.
Now that's where he falters quite often. When he's looking to drive the ball through covers, his weight doesn't go forward. He just hangs back and tries to hit the ball very hard. We saw him getting out during the test match as well. So the advice is, whenever he's looking to drive the ball through covers, he has to lean into the stroke.
And again, we find ourselves with some supporters in the stands. It's Afghanistan home series, but of course we are here in Colombo, Sri Lanka. Always had a flip at that. Play and miss ends the first. 2 without loss.
चाहिए चांद सा रोशन चेहरा नए लक से। धूल मिट्टी से स्किन डल होती है जैसे ये बीड्स। विटामिन सी और ग्लिसरीन वाली लक्स ग्लो टेक्नोलॉजी स्किन को रोशन करे। नया लक्स जो दे चांद सा रोशन चेहरा।
Like Shadab, ideal for these conditions.
Been given a welcome break today, Naseem Shah and Rauf. Naseem Shah's had a very busy period. He was here in Sri Lanka for all 3.5 weeks of the LPL and then played the first 2 one-day internationals, so you can understand why the selectors have decided to give Naseem Shah a break. This man's been good inside the power play, Mujibur Rahman. Very impressive average, and his economy rate exceptional. You've spoken about the troubles that Fakhar Zaman has had over the course of the last few months, but on the flip side, Imam-ul-Haq has been brilliant. I mean, he must be a contender for player of the series. There's turn. There is turn there.
Very lucky Imam-ul-Haq. Yeah, he managed such deliveries off the back foot in Habban Tuta, where there was no pace for the bowlers, but here there is a bit of pace, and he has to be careful there. That ball was precariously close to that leg stump.
He didn't even try and spin that ball, but it's actually just gripped in the surface and straightened. 2 half centuries to his name in this series already. Oh, very well fielded. Very, very well fielded.
That has to happen often in this game if the Afghanis are to get some positive result in this game. Not only the bowling has to be very good, but the fielders, they need to complement the bowlers. And so far so good. 2 decent overs.
So a maiden, 2 without loss.
कोका कोला के साथ जीते हर हफ्ते 1800 सीसी कार। कैप के अंदर कोड ढूंढे, मिस्ड कॉल दें, कॉल बैक आने पर कोड एंटर करें और जीते हर हफ्ते 1800 सीसी कार।
दोपहर में चिपचिपाहट सी फैली मेरे हर सू, पूरा दिन बस गर्मी और पसीना, भाड़ में जाए ये महीना, जी चाहता है इसकी तो स्प्राइट लगा ठंडक।
It's pointing towards extra cover, and he's looking to negotiate the deliveries which are tailing in. Questionable.
That one going out, but again, very full. But he's in the side to try and give Pakistan a quickish start inside the power play. And so difficult for a player who's asked to be aggressive when struggling for form to continue with that method, because there's risk attached to it. And if you get knocked over, you start to think, well, how many more opportunities am I going to get given?
As do you know, once the form eludes these attacking players, that slump is for a longer period. as opposed to players who are technically very correct and bat conventionally.
You mentioned that Fazal Farooqi bowled that last over, and or that second ODI, and you were wondering how he would have recovered. With 150